line for this next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 18-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Throwing is Jackson. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Watch twist.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
It's 4th down.
The Ravens send their punter out now. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone.
Here we go. 10 Lobo. Right there, 56. Pick me up. Here we go.
Now Spiller.
Run.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Look. Squeeze. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Check 24. Check 24. Watch out. Hey, wahoo. Now.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzama. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Don't let him breathe.
They'll look to throw here.
Don't let him breathe, defense.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Go. Flare, alert, flare.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass and you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
65.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run for the shotgun with Washington. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than...
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Josh Bynes charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Echo! 57's the mic. 57's the mic. Let's get it together, D.
Jackson. And this will be incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Jackson now. Flushed out right. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Geno Atkins got home that time. The Ravens send their punter out now. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack there to Jake Ryan. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy?
Hey, Delta.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go, here we go. Check 13.
Big grip, big grip.
He'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Bengals take over first.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jalen Ferguson in there to bury him for a loss of 11. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
We're going for it. At their own 17-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Bravo. 55's Mike.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. 7 yards there and a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Exit. Let's go. Mike 51.
From the gun, it's Jackson.
Heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges.
And this will be caught by Brown.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
To throw again on second down. Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And Jackson throwing once more. Being chased out left. And that's going to be incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Washington now out of the gun. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So we got man.
Right back to Washington. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Kill.
Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field.
Yeah, baby.
While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Ready. 60 out low. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. Ready, go.
From the 31, Jackson. Complete to Washington. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft server.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year, as the Ravens push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The Bengals take over first
All
and
day,
10
baby, all day.
at their own 25-yard line.
Set, ready.
The Bengals
60,
drive about to get going.
Draw
And their
corner.
halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
He's checking. Crash. Shift.
Greystone travel.
Alert three.
Buzz.
Bang.
2nd and 9 now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson picks up his second sack of the afternoon. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, turn it up.
Yep.
Hey, you got to get moving, man. Man moving. You got to get that.
Now.
53. Mike.
Get it.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 23 yards to pick up there.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Wide, get wide. Hey, switch gears. Pick the edge. Check 26.
On first, here's Washington. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Staying on the ground with Washington. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
I got wide.
On third down, here's Washington. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. The Ravens send their punter out now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
On the ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Again, it's Mixon. And an alley to run. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
The throw over the middle taken in, and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman? Then with the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
51's the mic. 51's the mic. Danny.
Throwing on second down. Jackson. It's caught by Mark Ingram. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Jackson now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Check 49. Check 49.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on them.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down.
A 51-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Fielded about a yard deep. And some room to work. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. From one end zone to the other, 101 yards. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, 42 yards, as the Ravens push further out in front. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard
Ready!
line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
56. Hey, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. Oh, wide open, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, 78 yards. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. So now the Bengals offense will stay out there as they'll decide to go for 2.
We want Come to my world.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
Let's go
now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Check.
6 guy. Check 6 guy. Clear.
56 is Mike. 56 is
Hey!
coming for you.
Hey, Haywood.
The Bengals.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. He will push his way down to about the 14. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Fellas, let's set a tone.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
One man in the backfield. That's Ingram on 2nd and goal. The defense can stop it twice.